Do you want to welcome everybody?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mewis Squared. I'm Sam Mewis.
No, you're not.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Okay. Do it again.
No, it's not funny now. It's not funny.
Just read the
It was
intro,
never
but just say
funny.
your own name.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mewis Squared. I'm Kristie Mewis.
And I'm Sam Mewis. Welcome to our show. This is Mewis Squared, brought to you by the Women's Game. My sister Kristie and I, we're here to talk about so much stuff, Kristie. We talk about, God knows, anything and everything on the show, but we are talking about our careers in soccer, our sisterhood, the highs and lows of our lives. Obviously, Kristie and I have been through a lot of tough times, but we've also had some of the best times that we get to celebrate each other through. Right now, we're living on 2 different continents, and there's so much happening in our lives, but there are also so many stories and so many things that we haven't talked about publicly yet. So we're so excited that we get to share this with you and have you all get to know us a little bit better. Have you all kind of have this inside scoop on our sisterhood. And we hope every week that you listen to this show just feels like you're three-way calling into our FaceTime together.
Welcome to the Mewniverse.
Kristie waits for her cue to say that, and then she just delivers it so great every week. I love it.
Just a little change up every week. I'm trying something new every week. That one was a little sultry, a little bit sultry for my taste. I don't know if that was appropriate. But...
I know. It was appropriate. Okay, everybody. This episode of Mewis Squared is brought to you by Verizon, an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026. If you're with Verizon, you have the opportunity to score golden tickets to watch a portion of the FIFA World Cup from the field for the first time ever and closer than ever before. Enter now for a once-in-a-lifetime chance to win this exclusive pitch-side access in the My Verizon app. And if you're not a Verizon customer, make the switch today. Don't miss out. The Golden Tickets sweepstakes ends on November 20th. This FIFA World Cup, no one gets you closer than Verizon. No purchase necessary. For terms and conditions, check out My Access with the My Verizon app.
Babe. Yeah. Come here. Can I have my coffee?
Oh my gosh, a coffee delivery. Sam Kerr, 2-time goal scorer in the Champions League from earlier this week, making an appearance on Mewis Squared.
Yeah, she can't
Hi,
hear
Sammy.
you, but she just said congrats on the 2 goals yesterday.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I've had no sleep. We traveled back.
Yeah,
late
she got
last
home
night.
she got home at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I hope she
I
takes
know.
a nap. Kristie, ask her.
Your skin's glowy though.
Thank you. This computer makes it feel glowy. Got the wedding glow.
I heard a rumor about the wedding that Kristie is being crazy. Sam, is Kristie being a bridezilla?
Am I being a bridezilla? She heard a rumor that I'm being crazy.
She's not being a bridezilla. It comes from a good place, but I had to have a talk to her this morning and say that everyone is coming to celebrate us, and you can't make their experience perfect. We're going to offer what we offer, and if they don't like it, then they'll organize something else or do something else. We can't spoon feed them.
True.
They're all adults.
How mature is that?
And our
Isn't
wedding
that
is
so
going to be
mature of her?
amazing. But Kristie obviously cares so much about people's experience that she's sacrificing my experience.
Wait, Kristie, that makes sense. Ask her what she's most excited about for your wedding. Is it the food, the music, the venue, the outfits?
What are
is
you
she
most excited
happy
for the wedding?
Uh,
what is your experience? What are you going to remember?
I cannot wait till we're all blind drunk partying New Year's Eve in our suits and just having a grand old time, and that will be a lifetime memory, with all of our friends all dressed up.
So it's not going to finally be saying I do to me?
Yeah, I do. But I also have a confession that we kind of was speaking about the thing today, and I was like, well, is Sam going to come on the 2:00 bus? Thinking it was a rhetorical question that you would stay till 2 a.m. and party. And she goes, well, I don't know. And I was like, you're an idiot. Sam's going to we're going to drag Sam on the bus.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's just 2 a.m. is obviously really late. And when the wedding starts so early, it's you don't know who's going to die off. So, and I mean, I know you're not going to die off, but we were saying that people who say they might not die off might die off.
I mean, you never know. You guys, I could get kicked out.
There is no way you will get kicked out. The only people getting kicked out are us.
All right. Thanks, babe.
Sam, thank you so much. Congratulations. Keep it up. Okay, well, we had an early wedding segment this time thanks to a surprise appearance from Sam Kerr. How's your coffee, Kristie?
It's delicious. She still doesn't know my coffee order to this day.
Is it a decaf iced Americano with oat milk?
Yeah, but no more decaf these days. I'm going full caffeine at 2 p.m. I need it after last night.
Wow. Well, yeah, we've got a podcast to record. We have a really interesting topic today, actually. I'm very excited to get into it. But before we do, Kristie, I know that you went to the dentist recently and you called me to tell me about it a few days ago. And I was like, wait. Save it for the podcast. So now I can't wait to hear the dentist story.
I'm not going to tell you guys how long I actually didn't go to the dentist for because it's gross. It's a gross amount of years.
Over under 3 years.
Over.
Oh, Kristie, that's so bad.
I know.
I should have made the over under 2 years because that would have been like at least like acceptable. 3 years is bad, but you also live in a different country.
Yeah, I'm obviously embarrassed. I know that's so gross, but like I transitioned over here and then like mom hasn't been like, have you been to the dentist lately? And like I feel like I only go to the dentist when she says that.
So it's mom's fault?
Like dad does my taxes and mom does the dentist for me. And like mom has just been slacking on the dentist the past couple of years.
Does mom tell you to take vitamin D every single time you talk to her?
No, but
Well, that's my thing with mom. Mom knows that I go to the dentist, but she knows that I don't take my vitamin D.
Vitamin D is actually so important. She did bring it up last time she was here. She did. And especially in England too, you're supposed to be taking vitamin D every day because it's just you get no. What does vitamin D actually do again? Helps you absorb vitamin C?
I don't.
Anyways, we got sidetracked. I hadn't been to the dentist in a long time because mom didn't remind me to go, so it's obviously her fault. So basically I had to get a cleaning and then I had to get like an exam. So like I wanted to like see what was going on with my teeth. Nothing major.
Tell me first, I know this because you already told me part of the story. The impetus for you to go to the dentist was because you were like, I have a cavity and you could feel it.
Yeah, right? Like I like chew on the left side and I've been like chewing over there and I've been kind of like something's like not right over there. Like I'll like chew a blueberry weird and blueberries are squishy and I'm just like that shouldn't hurt. And I've been chewing these cold blueberries lately and I'm like there's something over there that's just not, it's like that's not normal. Yeah. So I was like I definitely have a cavity, something's going on. Suck it up. You have the wedding coming up. You might want to get your teeth whitened, which I want to do.
Okay.
So I spoke to the dentist about that as well. I get there, nothing too alarming. I do have a cavity and I do have an old cavity that needs to be like refilled or something.
Okay.
So total I do have 2 cavities, but only 1 new one. And I feel like that's pretty good for not going to the dentist for like a couple of years. They asked if I had been flossing. I said off and on. Lie.
Blatant lie.
You know those like little lies that you just sometimes, it's like.
Yeah, but then blood spurts out of your mouth when they floss you and they're just like, you're such a bullshit. They're like, oh, really? You've been flossing? Is that why your gums are squirting blood at me?
Yeah, she says, okay, sit up and rinse. And I gargled some water and spit it out and it was all red. Bloody. It's like, and we spoke about this, but it's like, how many alcoholic beverages do you have a week? And you're just like,
oh yeah, and you lie.
Yeah, and you're just like, 1?
How many alcoholic beverages do you have a week at your physical? And the check boxes are like 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 5 to 10, and you click 0 to 1, and it's just like, okay, well, what did you want me to do? Yeah,
but like normally it might be one of those weeks where like 6 nights I had 0, but then one night I had like 10. So what do I tick? What do you tick in that situation?
Well, you lie. You lie. You have to lie.
Yeah, anyway, so I have mild gingivitis. So that's just when your gums are like a little bit inflamed from like not flossing. So she was like, just start flossing. And then she was like, do you drink any carbonated drinks? And I was like, yeah, like occasionally. I'll have like a Fanta Zero. I'll have a Coke every now and then. And then she goes, do you drink sparkling water? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I have like 2 or 3 a day. Lie. I have like 4 or 5 a day. And she's like, yeah, I can tell. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, sparkling water is eroding your teeth. And she was like, I can see it. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
She's lying.
I was like, it's just sparkling water. What do you mean it's eroding my teeth?
Yeah, like there's no sugar in it.
Is there though? Like what's eroding it?
No, the bubbles, but like she's lying. Like if we lie to the dentist lies to us. And like I want nothing to do with this no sparkling water train.
She was like, you should really like slow down and like maybe only have it when you go out to dinner. And I was like, well, like my teeth look fine. What do you mean? And then she pointed it out to me. They took like a 3D like video of my teeth and she showed me what it's doing to my teeth. It was so messed up. And she was like, for someone your age, your teeth are actually like eroding more than a normal person your age. And it has to be because I drink so much sparkling water.
But no dentist has ever said that to me. No, and I drink just as much sparkling water as you. No dentist has ever been like, your teeth are eroding. Stop drinking the LaCroix.
Well, maybe your teeth aren't eroding.
But we have the same teeth. We're sisters.
My teeth are fine. Like they're not like they're fine. They're not like gonna fall out of my mouth anytime soon.
Kristie smiles and she just has like bloody nubs.
Yeah, like she was just like, you should really try to drink it from. I was like, I'm not stopping. I literally said to her, like, she was cool, like I really liked her, and I was like, I'm not stopping. Sorry, like I don't smoke, I don't drink that much. I'm not gonna stop drinking sparkling water. And she was like, okay, well at least try to drink it from a straw. So now I've been drinking LaCroix with a glass straw coming out of it, and it's just not the same. So last night I slugged one and I could just feel it like, you know, and now you know something, I feel like it's just eroding my teeth.
Disintegrating now. I know. That's terrifying. Well, I'm proud of you for going to the dentist.
Thank you.
So meat and potatoes of you to lie about flossing. Like that's meat and potatoes 101 is you lie to the dentist about flossing.
You can't floss every day. Can you?
I've been going to the dentist every 6 months like you're supposed to. I follow all the rules and I have been like making a concerted effort to floss like twice a week. It's not good, but like I'm going for it. I'm really
twice a week is doable. I do twice a week.
Yeah, I'm really like working on it.
Each to their own.
To each their own.
To their own. Seriously?
To each their own.
Yes. To each their own?
Yeah.
Wow, I've been saying it wrong forever.
Okay, well, I'm proud of you for going to the dentist. Everybody else out there listening, make a dentist appointment and take your vitamin D. Before we get to our main topic, Kristie, I did want to briefly check in with you about NWSL playoffs because your team, Gotham, the team you told us you were rooting for last week, upset the number 1 seed, Kansas City, and they're through to the semifinals. What did you make of that?
I know. I told you guys. I told you. I knew it. I knew it would happen. I actually watched the game because it was a day game. The NWSL games were so good because we could watch over here.
I know. I love the day games. A noon, nothing better.
I used to love a noon back in the day when I was playing. Wake up, slug a couple of coffees, have some pancakes, get out there.
Yeah. But even as a fan, for me, a noon Saturday, wake up, walk the dogs, do a little workout, have breakfast, have a coffee, sit down for the noon, have your afternoon back.
I absolutely love it. But anyways, Gotham
beats it.
Gotham had it in them. I think Gotham looked better, honestly. Gotham looked so good. They looked like they had some camaraderie behind them. But that's one thing that I really liked about Juan, the coach, when I had him, is that like he really builds that camaraderie around the team. Like I spoke on it a bit last week, but that's just how it feels. Like it had that like winning mentality when I was there with him, and he just like builds that. And that's kind of what it looked like to me, that they just had more of that in them than Kansas City on that given day. I haven't been watching all the games all year, and I know that Kansas City has been absolutely killing it this year. But in that specific game, I think Gotham had it way more than they did. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. Lynn and I actually broke it down a lot in an episode of Good Vibes this week that came out on Tuesday. So if anybody out there wants a full breakdown of our thoughts on all of the quarterfinals, including this one of Gotham versus Kansas City, go back and listen to Good Vibes from Tuesday with Lynn. We actually also, Kristie, dropped an interview with Gotham's Jalen Howell yesterday, who told us pretty much what you're saying, that like the camaraderie and the mentality of this Gotham team is what has enabled them to overcome so much adversity this year. They kind of got off to a slow start this season, and then they ended up having a few big moments that brought them back together. And talking to Jalen, it really sounds like Gotham is like just gearing up for this semifinal this weekend. So I'm super excited to watch the rest of the playoffs. Check out that interview with Jalen Howell on our YouTube channel. Came out yesterday. Okay, Kristie, let's get into our main topic for today. And this is something I've been wanting to talk to you about publicly on this podcast for a long time. the 4 weeks that we've had a podcast together. But there's no better time than now because so many NWSL players are out on maternity leave this season, including our best friend, Lynn Biondolo, and then some other really high profile players like Sophia Wilson, Mal Swanson, Abby Dahlkemper, Andy Sullivan, Ashley Hatch, Casey Kruger, just to name a few. It feels like more players than ever feel like it's a good time to have a baby. Other former players have also been really open about their own fertility journeys, like Becky Sauerbrunn and Allie Riley. And I just feel like there is a lot to discuss when it comes to this topic. And so, Kristie, knowing that you had a baby as a professional soccer player, I think I want to kind of like try to start covering what that's like. And where I want to start is like dealing with the idea of wanting to get pregnant as a professional soccer player. So if you could maybe take us back to like the very beginning of thinking you might want to have a baby.
I think I had been thinking about it for a long time. And I knew that I always wanted to be a mom. Sam always wanted to be a mom. And it's something that we've always shared and we've always discussed through our relationship how badly we wanted to have a family. Obviously, for a same-sex relationship, you need to go about it a certain way. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. It's a lot of effort. We kind of got to a point in our relationship where we were just thinking that it might be a good time to start talking about it, start thinking about how we would go about the process, start looking into a fertility clinic that was reputable and one that we trusted, one that was close to us. Because it takes a lot of your time. So Sam was injured when we were starting to kind of talk about it. And I was turning 34, or I was 33 and I was turning 34. And I think I just like really started to kind of have that feeling, like that, like motherly feeling, like this is something that I want and I want to start talking about it and I want to start the process, I guess. But obviously it's really hard because I was also playing professionally at the same time. So it's like, how do I still like stay professional in my career, but also how do I kind of enter this world of like motherhood and like the fertility world and stuff like that
and prioritize this other thing from my body. Well, and I actually want to pause there for a second and acknowledge that I don't want this to come off as insensitive at all. I'm trying to just be like honest that like I'm in a heterosexual relationship and my journey with actually actively trying not to get pregnant throughout my entire soccer career looked different. And I had phases in my life where I was like, well, I really can't afford to get pregnant right now. Should I go on birth control? Should I change something about like my lifestyle in order to prevent pregnancy in a heterosexual relationship? And I think that there's also not a ton of like protocol or information about that because it's so personal. There's like such a line between your professional career and your personal life. But as somebody who could get pregnant by accident, which didn't apply to you in the situation, changing my body by taking birth control or changing my life in some way was something that was like never addressed and never talked about. And I feel like that's like a whole other dynamic that we're probably going to get into less today because we're kind of going through your journey, but I find interesting and not talked about a lot. But I just wanted to acknowledge like the difference there and that there are even probably even more differences in different types of relationships that I haven't even like thought about.
Yeah. You also like it's really hard like when you're in my specific position to like feel like you're kind of like not doing like it almost feels like you're doing something wrong or something shady because like I obviously have to go about it a different way.
Meaning you felt like because you had to plan it that you had to like sneak.
Yeah, like I felt like I was like not being honest, I guess, but like at the same time I was like, well, no, like this is like my personal fertility journey. This is my personal health. Like, do I need to share this with the medical team? But then at the same time I'm like, do I need to share it with the medical team?
Because it affects your performance so much.
Yeah, so it's like it's such like and I remember battling with it. Like it honestly brought me so much anxiety and I remember speaking about it with you. Like I would call you and like we would just talk like we are right now just every day and I would like tell you just like how anxious I was about it because I was going through this process and it was something that had to do with my body, but I also like I didn't want to tell because I wasn't sure, like lack of a better like term, but I didn't know if like it was going to get to the full 12 weeks and then like have it kind of be like, you know how like you can potentially miscarry up to 12 weeks. So I was like, do I go through this and tell them, and then like maybe they'll look at me a different way, like, oh, I'm trying to get pregnant, and then they're going to look at me, and then my playing time's going to be like, it just felt really personal to share something with them that like I wasn't sure was going to like
come to
happen.
fruition. Well, so I
Yeah.
want to actually break this down because one of the reasons I think it's important to talk about this with somebody who's been through it is because I feel there needs to be more protocols around pre-pregnancy and early pregnancy, like 0 to 12 weeks, for players who are playing soccer. I think socially, the norm being that we don't tell people we're pregnant until 12 weeks because there's that risk of miscarriage is, I think, and look, I have no personal experience with this. I find that to just be like so difficult because it's like if you ever did have something go wrong, that's when you would need support. But I also understand how difficult it would be to announce a pregnancy and then have something go wrong. That's like so unthinkable. And you don't want to then have to like tell everybody that. You being in a public position is unique. You being a professional soccer player is unique. But if you can take us into like, you guys pick a fertility clinic, you decide on timing. What was that like to prepare your body to carry a baby? I remember you like did a few things, like you cut out caffeine and you had to do a few things to like prepare yourself to receive an embryo. And how did that impact you as an athlete?
From the start of the process. So, and I know that for some people, this journey can be way, way longer. So I know that I'm probably making it sound like this was a long time, but it actually was a really short time, I would say. We probably started speaking to the fertility clinic maybe in like January or February. And then like 6 or 7 months later, I was pregnant. So you kind of have to like do all of these tests. You have to meet with the doctor. You have to fill out all of these forms. It's honestly, it trying to do all of it was like a full-time job. I had to like have like Sam was going to be in charge of like the eggs and the embryos, and it's just like you have to, the forms are insane. The amount of doctor's office visits, you have to do a lot of blood work. Like there's just so many things that you have to do basically. One thing that I do want to share is that I didn't get great results at first. I was 33 when I got the blood work for my AMH, which is just like a fertility level. I didn't have that many follicles. So follicles is like what holds your eggs, and then the AMH is how fertile you are. So my results actually weren't very good for someone my age initially, and I found that to be really sad. I was so upset about it. It made me nervous. I was like, oh my God, like I'm not gonna, be able to have kids. Like I don't have that many eggs. I'm not very fertile. So I did have to make some changes, and very, very lucky enough, I was able to alter some things in my life. I cut out caffeine. I gained a little bit of healthy weight because I was very, very lean. Which I think for football, I guess I just like didn't realize how lean I was. I didn't have a lot of body fat. Adding on a little bit of weight, cutting out caffeine, trying to lower my stress. Those are just some little tweaks that I kind of made.
Which
And then,
obviously was the lowering the stress. I always ask you, I'm like, how did you do that again? Even just this whole idea that, and you've already alluded to, you were so stressed about this in and of itself. And you're like,
yeah,
is my fertility low? How do I tell the team? And you're stressed about this exact thing, but you're trying to lower your stress for this exact thing. And I still
yeah.
don't really know how you lowered your stress. And if you have any techniques, like definitely go ahead and share those with me at any time.
I went to an acupuncturist. Like the acupuncturist changed my life. I know. Like a couple of people have asked me, like just for like some advice on stuff. And like I went to this acupuncturist and he was incredible. He basically was kind of like, stop drinking caffeine. You're running on adrenaline and ruining your body. And I was like, oh, okay. So I stopped drinking caffeine for months, basically. Once I finally got rid of that, I did feel a lot better. And I did feel like my body was in a really good place. Basically, my body was just running on coffee. It was just running on adrenaline and cortisol. And I think that I feel like you're looking at me and you're like, maybe. Maybe I should do that, but maybe I should never do that.
Yeah, my left eye is twitching and I'm like, oh, geez.
The doctor reassured me that basically I could still carry the baby even if my fertility was low and I didn't have that many follicles, because my uterus was healthy. With IVF, they're just putting a little mini baby inside of your uterus. So if you have a healthy, normal uterus, normally I could still carry and it would be fine. So I kind of was like, okay, like I'll continue along this path of like trying to like make my follicles better, making my AMH go up, like me just being more healthy overall. Finally, when it was time to start talking about it and picking the day for us to do the in vitro or the IVF, the lady did the exam on me and she was like, "Oh, wow, you have so many follicles." And I literally started crying on the table
Oh.
because I was so anxious about it for so long. They didn't retest my AMH, which is like the fertility level, because like that just wasn't part of the IVF process. This is so confusing and I know I'm jumping around everywhere, but basically I do think that like I altered my body a little bit and like made it a healthier place, which made me feel so good. What else did we have to do in those 6 months? Pick a sperm donor. That was super stressful. And then yeah, I mean, during that time I was just like so up and down, calling you all the time, wondering what I should do. Like, do I tell West Ham? Do I not tell West Ham?
That's one of the really interesting parts of all this. I'm curious, when you and Sam were deciding who was going to carry the baby, how it affected your career, how it would affect Sam's career. Like, what do you think now in your experience carrying a baby changed for you in your relationship to soccer?
I didn't freeze my eggs, so Sam froze her eggs. So she basically had like a 2 week period where she had to do a lot of injections. She said she didn't feel like too shitty, but she had to do all those injections, and then she actually had to go and get the procedure done and go under and get her eggs taken out. I basically just had to wait until my period came, and then I had to start taking estrogen and progesterone, and I had to take estrogen and progesterone for 3 months. So I was going into preseason with West Ham, taking these two hormones. So taking extra hormones. So pumping my body basically with extra hormones. Again, that like felt weird to me that I was like taking something, but like not
Telling your
telling.
team. You alluded to this already. It's like, I remember talking to you about this a lot at the time, because it was like, this could not work. Not everybody's IVF works on the first time, of course. Like, this could have taken you another try. You could have decided to wait until after the wedding. And the idea of telling your employer that you were trying to get pregnant at this time could have damaged your relationship with your employer. And that's true of people in a different workplace. It's true of people in professional sports, because like you said, Kristie, the assumption, because you're in a same-sex couple, is, and this is like discriminatory in a way, that you chose to do it at this time and that would affect your work. And I recognize that there's like a problem with that, but that was your experience. And I think,
There's no right time though. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no
yeah,
like right time to really like when am I like is someone supposed to tell me when I'm allowed to do this? My career is football and like I'm going to keep playing football until I either choose not to or I get pregnant. I mean, I like yes, I had to actively choose this, but like I'm not going to quit my job to get pregnant, if that makes
it
sense.
it makes perfect sense. And it's this weird gray area of
It's
like,
so
this was
weird. Yeah.
totally within your rights and your decision making as a human to do, but it comes into this gray area with work that I think there is room for improvement in all workplaces, but especially for somebody who is competing at the highest level physically, and somebody whose body is their tool to do their job. So when you got pregnant, when you got a positive pregnancy test, now we're kind of back into talking about, well, you don't really tell anybody until 12 weeks. Are you going to tell your team doctor? You had morning sickness. You were kind of still dealing with an Achilles injury. Your team, I remember, traveled to Australia to play a
Australia.
preseason game, and you had no idea what to do, who to tell, how to deal with it. So what did you do in that situation?
I just kind of like just went about everything normally. I like took the pregnant they tell you not to take the pregnancy test until like day 14.
You guys took it on
And
like day 3.
I obviously took it on day 3, which is like they literally tell you not to do that because it can be like a false positive because basically IVF can like kind of like trick your body into thinking it's pregnant with like
Okay.
whatever, the hormones and all that stuff. But like
Sure.
I took the test and it was it was like a blue faint line. It was like so faint because obviously my body, like the the stick test or whatever, it tests for a specific hormone. So obviously that hormone was so low in my body because I was like so little pregnant. But there was a faint line, and Sam and I were both looking at it, and we were like, "What the like what?" But they were like, no, whatever, just like forget about it. I like go to Australia, I'm fine there, whatever, I'm fine. I obviously brought like 20 pregnancy tests with me, and I took one every single day, and like little by little every day the line got bluer and bluer and bluer and bluer. I was like, no, I still can't take this seriously until like I get the blood test. I come back from Australia. Meanwhile, like I feel totally fine in Australia, and then on the flight back from Australia, I felt like I got hit by a bus. I was so hungover, but I hadn't had a sip of alcohol like the whole trip. I was on my deathbed on that plane. And then I get back and I'm like so sick. It was just awful. And I was like, I'm pregnant now. I go to the doctor to get the blood work, and they call me and they're like, congratulations, you're very pregnant. That's what they said. They said, you are very pregnant, because they gave me like the number of like the amount of hormone in my body. I'm sure they say that to everybody to like make them excited. And I was like, oh, like, thanks. And yeah, so I started feeling so ill after that. After that flight, oh my God. Oh, it was awful. I was sick for 16 weeks, and I was going into training and I was staring at the wall, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do this today. But I couldn't tell anybody. I could have told people, but I was also like, I can't tell anybody. Like, I'm in this by myself. I'm 5.5 weeks pregnant. I can't tell people when you're 5.5 weeks pregnant. Like,
and that's the whole problem. It's like, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to perform at your very best peak physical condition when you feel like crap. You're anxious about, should I be telling people? Am I lying to my friends? Does the doctor need to know this information? And there is no protocol for a player in this phase, as far as I know. And I hope I'm wrong. Maybe there some organization out there does have a protocol for this. As far as I know, the like social normalcy of like not really telling anybody until 12 weeks is the protocol for professional soccer players. And I'm advocating for leagues, teams, FIFPro, whoever, to come out with like, this is a step-by-step guide for a player. If you're comfortable with it, this is what we recommend you do with your team in training in this phase of pregnancy. I don't know what that is. Obviously, I am not a doctor, but I think players need it. And what was like the hardest part, do you think, Kristie? Was it feeling like crap and having to go to training? Was it feeling like you were lying to people about what was going on? Like, what was the most difficult aspect of that 0 to 12 weeks? Even like that, like 8 to 12 weeks, when you kind of started being like, I don't know if I should be doing contact anymore.
I did get some advice. And obviously I was like asking my doctors.
Like your private doctors.
Yes. They kept reassuring me. They were like, yeah, you're fine. Keep going. Keep training. Why would you not keep training? Like, you're fine. And I was like, well, yeah, but like I like feel like, and they were
feel good.
So yeah. So it was kind of like my decision, and it was all on me. And again, like that's really stressful. Like I just felt like no one was telling me like I couldn't keep playing. So I was like, well, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep playing, keep training, keep playing in games. Like, yeah, I feel like but like I don't want to stop playing. Like as sick as I felt, and like as stressed and anxious as I was, I still like my release was soccer. Like I wanted to keep playing. I didn't really like want to be limited yet. Like I was still very early on, and all the advice that I got was that everything that I was doing was very safe. So I just kept going, and I would feel a little bit better like after training and like getting some endorphins from like running around and, just being out there with the girls. Like all of that gave me, like new energy. It made me happy. Like it did what soccer has always done for me. It was amazing. But yeah, then I'd go home and I would like fall asleep on the couch and like snore, and just Sam was like, are you okay? Like she obviously like didn't get it, because it's like not happening to her.
You were like sick and tired and like going through it.
I'm such a tough guy sometimes. Like I feel like I act like such a tough guy all the time, and I was like, morning sickness, like that's not going to happen to me. Like I'll just get over it. Like
Yeah, I'm an athlete.
all these women just can't like get over it. They all complain about morning sickness. And then I'm like,
No.
I can't even look at a friggin' chicken thigh. Like, ugh, oh my God, I could not eat chicken. I could, like, there were so many things that just like grossed me out. And I just like couldn't keep my eyes open. It was just, and I'm just like, I was so defeated and I like couldn't believe that thought I was like such a tough guy that whole time. But then I hit this point where I was like, there was this one game that I like played in for West Ham. And before this game, I had been telling Sam, like, I was like, I'm like getting there. Like, I don't know if I can keep doing this type of thing. And I remember I like played in the game and I walked off the field and I walked over to my phone and I texted Sam and I was like, it's over. I was like, I was like, I'm done. Like, that was like the hardest game I have ever played in my entire life. I was just exhausted. I think my body was just like, nah, like you're done.
We're growing a baby in here. You have to stop running around like this. It's crazy. In what is such a joyous time, obviously, I think you also had like a lot of stress and anxiety about all of these things, about how you were feeling, about when to tell people, about the implications it would have on your job and your contract, even this kind of social feeling of like, oh my God, I'm like lying to people. This is weird. Like it's of course that's like uncomfortable. And I don't even want to frame it as a lie because it's like, you have to do what's best for you. You have to protect yourself in these situations. And that's why like we are kind of calling for just more protocol and more like education, information, help women figure out what to do in these situations.
One thing I do want to say though, Sam,
Yeah.
sorry. One thing I do want to say is that I did speak to someone from the PFA and she was very helpful. She sent me like a pamphlet.
The PFA is the PA in England.
Yes.
So
yeah.
so, the group that protects the players.
Yes, so I did speak to her. There is like an outline that I did get, but it's still kind of like it is like a guide and it does like kind of like tell you your options and like what like if you do tell, if you do not tell, but it still does put everything on you, which like I know obviously it has to be on me, but it's still that like it's still hard because me as like a woman who's never been pregnant before, who's never been a mom before, I don't know what's right. So like what's like medically right, I guess. And like even the doctors, they're like even my doctor's like, "Oh, you're a professional athlete?" Like, "Oh, I've never had one of those before." But yeah, sure, like keep going. Just keep going.
And you're
yeah.
like, so
and I'm like,
somebody
okay,
could
but
tackle me to the ground tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah, and I'm like, so you've never had a professional pregnant athlete before, but you're telling me it's okay what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like
there's a lot of question
there still could be more. Like there is some stuff and like the PFA did help me a lot, which I am like thankful for. And it was like such a resource, someone for me to speak to, but like I still think that there can be more around it for sure. So I just wanted to add that.
I'm glad you did. And this is obviously like an area of the game that is rapidly changing. I think it feels like there are more players than ever on maternity leave this year. Obviously, there have been players for years being moms, playing for the national team, playing in the league. Joy Fawcett did this in the 90s. Kristie Rampone had kids and played for the national team for 20 years. Jess McDonald had a kid and played in the NWSL since its inception. Those players didn't have the kind of resources that are available now. We actually just saw a video earlier this week of Claire Emsley, who plays for Angel City, doing technical work and training at 8 months pregnant, something that she feels is right for her. It's actually incredible to see it. Something that she also just clearly has a lot of resources and support around her at Angel City to like monitor, to answer these questions. Is this okay that I'm doing this? It seems like somebody at Angel City is like there with her every step of the way. The video is actually incredible to watch. Kristie, can you imagine, or have you seen it? And like, what do you think?
I think it's so incredible. And obviously I was doing technical work and training until I was around like 32 weeks pregnant.
Which is how many months just for us non-weeks folk?
That's like 7 months ish.
Oh my
7
God.
months. Yeah.
Because you start to, once you get over the first trimester, you do start to physically feel a little bit better, right?
Yeah, you actually get your energy back and you actually get some extra testosterone. My pelvic floor specialist that I worked through my whole pregnancy, her name's Emma Brockwell, and she's literally incredible. You actually like get extra testosterone, so you can actually like build muscle and work out like pretty hard. So it actually felt really good to continue doing soccer stuff. Like, and it also is just kind of like good for your brain. Like you just keep everything moving and it's fun. Like I was still out there with the girls. Like I was in the passing patterns. I was like doing technical stuff on the side. Like obviously no contact, but like
Yeah.
it's still so good for you. It's so good for you mentally and physically. So I'm definitely going to watch this right after. But that's so good for her. I'm sure she feels really good, and I'm sure it just like feels incredible to like still be out there.
I think it's really cool to see players going through this journey in different ways. I mean, I'm so excited for Lynn. Obviously, we've talked about this with Lynn a lot on Good Vibes, but I think she's just getting over her like morning sickness phase. And I players, moms are incredible. Women going through this, doing more than one thing at a time. Like it's so incredible to like witness it, and even just watching you go through all of it, Kristie. And my relationship to you, I think, changed when you became a mom and when you started like prioritizing Jagger. I just have such like a reverence and a respect for what you did and how committed you were from the very beginning to like making some changes that would be best for your baby. And every decision that you made, I feel like protected yourself, protected him. And I am really like in awe of the autonomy that you took over your own life. I think I have always like I think our careers, we automatically give a lot of power up and we say, well, somebody else is in charge of my life and somebody else is going to decide where I go play and somebody else is going to decide what team I'm on and what I'm doing and what I'm lifting today and what I'm eating today. And I feel like taking that back has been really hard for me, taking back the idea that my decisions are my own. And I feel like this was a great example for me to see you do and just be like, this is my life. I'm ready to have a baby. Nobody else is in charge of that. It's my decision. And I'm like just really proud of you, even though I know it was like difficult at times. And now we have Jagger.
I know. Now we have little Jagman. And I just feel like I mean, as much like stress and like everything that it brought me in a bad way, it like brought me him. And that is just like I would do it 1,000 times over if I were to have him. It was just it's exactly what you said though. Like I felt like so controlled, not in a bad way, but like controlled my whole life. Like soccer took over my entire life. And like I just remember one day I woke up and I was like, no, like I'm doing this. This is what I want right now. And like I don't care what people have to say. I don't care what I have to do. Like this is happening. Like this is what I want. And like I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, it was really empowering taking back what was mine.
My body.
Just to my body. My baby, my
okay.
body.
Well, that took a weird turn there at the end. We're very proud of you, Kristie. That was
I
amazing.
feel like we were getting a little serious and I had
we
to
got
just
too
kind
serious
of like make
and we
it
had
weird.
to like we had to like
Make it
do a
weird.
weird voice to like transition out. In all seriousness, I am very proud of you and thank you so much for sharing all of that. Like that's a lot of personal stuff and I have felt really strongly about having this conversation and I'm really glad we got to talk about it and we'd love to hear more people's thoughts. Like obviously this is something I'd love to talk to more players about, more women about. We're all learning and I hope that this was like an interesting conversation for people to hear. Let's move on because it's time now, Kristie, for our Verizon Gets You Closer segment where we're going to share with everybody our highs and lows of the past week. So Kristie, we were talking about the dentist earlier and I know you have another tooth update for us.
Sure do. Jagman has his 2 bottom teeth coming through and let me
and to
tell
be clear,
you,
this is your high. This is your high of the week.
this is my
Jagger's tooth and
high.
teeth.
Yeah, this is my high. Obviously teething is like terrible because like your baby's like biting everything, like they're uncomfortable. And a lot of times they teeth for a long time and nothing happens. So he's been teething. It's been like a nightmare because you just like have to like I have been giving him like a little bit of Panadol to take the pain away. He's been like having his bitey toys.
Panadol is like a little like ibuprofen,
Tylenol,
but in England,
yeah, like
one or the other.
Yes, they could. Yeah, I don't know. I get confused with it every day. I still have to ask Sam. But he has his 2 little teeth coming through now, and it's just like the cutest thing ever. So Sam's
Are they
mom,
bottom?
she was like 2 bottom. Yeah, his 2 bottom. So Sam's mom was like, well, the only way to tell if his teeth are coming through is you have to stick a metal spoon in his mouth, and if it dings, then that means that there's a tooth in there. Because obviously, like when you eat, it makes a dinging noise. So
Yeah.
we put one of our tiny little like sugar spoons in his mouth, and sure enough, ding, ding.
Oh my God, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and if you go like this, like you can feel them too. Like that's the easy way to do it. Is just go like this.
But you
he has
can't
like
see
his
them yet?
little. No, you can see them, but it's obviously like so small. It's just like the little ridges
They're just
popping
little
up out of his
nubs?
gums. Yeah, little nubs. But our little boy is growing up. Like he has his 2 bottom teeth.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know. So that's adorable. That has just made us so happy this week.
2 front teeth is the high, the low.
The low is that my Christmas tree did not deliver. And I'm really, really upset about it. I have picture evidence that it got delivered. And I think someone stole my Christmas tree in the package room. I literally have a picture. And I've been staring at it for the past like 72 hours because I know that it was down there. It was down there. Like the tree is in my spot. And I go down there. I have torn the place apart. Literally torn the place apart, and it is not in there. So one of my neighbors stole my Christmas tree. And now I have all of my ornaments. I have the star for the top. I have all of my cute little London ornaments. I have a whole string of lights all just sitting there in a box, and I don't have a tree. And now I have to like deal with what like calling and being like, "Oh, my tree didn't deliver."
But
like I don't want to do that.
But then my neighbor stole it.
I have picture evidence. Like you guys need to reimburse me. Like I don't want to like get on the phone with M&S.
And it's gonna take like 8 weeks to sort that out, and then Christmas is gonna come and go.
I know. So I'm like, do I just order a new one and then like call them later, or do I like I keep like hoping that it's just gonna pop up down there. So I've already been down there twice today to like see if it's there, and it's not.
Your package room is actually so annoying. Like when we were like sending Kristie like her equipment for this podcast, like you know the headphones and the microphone and the dongle and the wires and the camera and the whatever. I would like our like tech guy would like message me and be like, "Hey, like, did your sister get all the like equipment?" And I would have to be like, third party, Kristie, hey, did this get delivered? And I would send her all the tracking numbers, and she'd be like, I don't know, I gotta check the package room. It's not in there. And like the package room is just this like Mod Podge mess of I meant hodgepodge. Hodgepodge mess of just like 1,000 people's packages strewn about the room. And so it's like, yeah, it's probably in there, but like you just can't find it. Like I hate your package room.
I hate it so much. We have so much trouble with it.
Okay, thank you for sharing your high and low, Kristie. My high is Sam Kerr starting and scoring 2 goals for Chelsea in Champions League. Are you kidding me? She played the whole game. She scored 2 goals. Her team won 6-0 against St. Polton. It was so fun to watch. I was so happy when she scored. She had some chances early, and you could just tell she was just getting warmed up. She buried 2 of them. I was so happy. I feel like I've been having this experience recently where I'll like, you know, I'm like talking about soccer a lot for my job, but then when I'm actually watching, I like find out who my friends are. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can try to zoom out and talk about this from like a third party perspective, like a non-biased perspective, but it's like I feel things when I watch, and that's how I'm like, oh, I know who I'm cheering for. Like I know who my family is. And it's like,
I know,
the North Carolina Courage and Sam Kerr. And those are my friends and those are my family. And it's like, it's so easy to figure out who you like love when you actually watch the game and you have a real reaction to it. So I was so proud of her. I'm super excited for her. Chelsea, let's go. My low, all right, everybody. My low is like a series of events that's happening to me this week. That's just like, I have all this crap I have to do. That's like, it's like adult tasks. It's just like all this stuff that's like getting in the way. Like we have to drop our cars off to get winter tires put on them because it suddenly snowed here. I have to go take the dogs to grooming. I have these like random appointments and like adult like mandatory things that are like all happening this week. And it's like, I just don't understand why they all happen at once. Do you know what I mean?
No, we talk about this often, and it's like everything is attacking you this week. That's what we say.
And I'm just like, it's such a hectic week to like have all of these tasks falling this week. I'm like forgetting a couple of things, and I'm like aware of that. I have to pick up something at somewhere. I have to do this. Somebody's coming to like, we just have all this. The Chester's PT is coming at inconvenient times. Like it's just endless this week. And I'm really looking forward to Friday, my friend is doing a tarot card reading at a wine bar, and I've like never been so excited for an event in my whole life.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. We're gonna have to share it on next episode what happens.
We can definitely share my tarot readings, though they are very personal. And last time I got my tarot cards read by my friend,
You've
it
gotten
was
them read
very
before?
yeah. Oh yeah,
I
my
didn't
friend
know
does it.
that.
Yeah.
What
It was like
friend?
my friend Neve. You don't know her.
Neve?
Yeah,
Is she
she's
from
my Vermont
Vermont?
friend. Yeah. Well,
Oh.
she's actually from Quincy.
Shut up.
Yeah.
My dad's
How
from
funny.
Our dad's from Quincy.
Wait, okay. Speaking of Quincy, really, really quickly, I need to just share this really quick. This is not a segment and this was not planned, but I did hear through the grapevine that Lily Reel's mom, Lily Reel, who's from Hingham, by the way, and I coached her sister for Vermont Green, and I heard that Lily Reel's mom is a huge fan of this podcast, and so I wanted to shout that out. I do have plans to spend some time with Lily Reel coming up very soon. More to come on that. But I was super excited about it, and I heard that she just loves the show.
Oh my God, I love that. That is adorable. Love you too.
That's our little like meat and potatoes shout out to Massachusetts. We usually read an email at this point, but we actually got a voicemail this week from Bridget, so we're gonna play that voicemail from Bridget right now.
Hi, my name is Bridget, and I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia. I have a question for Kristie, actually. I am a huge Arsenal fan, but I'm also a big Sam Kerr fan, so you can see how this might be an issue for me, especially with the North London Derby coming up this weekend. But I was just wondering about like the sleep situation with Jagger and Sam on nights before a game, and how you guys kind of like manage that, because I feel like that's part of like being a mom and playing soccer that we don't often think about, or I haven't thought about before until right now. And we know that moms do everything, but you guys have two moms for Jagger, so I'm just wondering like what that looks like, or if you want to share anything with that. Anyways, up the Arsenal, of course. And yeah, thanks so much. Love what you guys are doing. Love the Mewniverse. Very, very happy to be here.
Hi, Bridget. Thank you so much for calling and leaving us a voicemail. Kristie, she's an Arsenal fan though.
Oh my God, Bridget, are you serious? You're an Arsenal fan, but you like Sam. I feel like that is just like forbidden. But
I feel
anyways,
like everybody
hey
loves
Bridget.
Sam.
Yeah, you can't not love her. You can't not love her. Hi Bridget. Yes. So on nights when Sam has games, I usually just do the whole night because she obviously needs to perform the next day. Jagger is getting better at night, but he has been a very difficult baby to deal with, I would say, overall in the nights. But
he's a day baby.
He's a day. Yeah, he's great during the day when he's awake. Anytime
Which
he's
is
asleep,
all the time.
which is never. Yeah. Yeah, but Sam's obviously training really hard right now. Like she has Matilda's camp coming up. She has obviously training 6 days a week, games. I'm doing a lot of the
Champions
nights,
League,
which is
travel.
I know, just like literally everything, like having a full-time job. So I'm kind of taking the reins on the nights and on the sleep stuff with Jagger, which is fine. It is difficult, of course, but I mean, it's just all worth it. But the nights are hard, I will say. And Sam is such a huge help every other time. You know, like when she gets home from training, she just, will give me some time. She'll take over. A lot of times too, his wake up lately is like 6:30, 6:40 ish in the morning, and she like absolutely loves waking up early with him and gives me like an extra hour in the morning. So it's very difficult, I will admit. But it is what it is, and I'm just choosing to get through it and sleeping when I can. So it's tough, but it's great.
I know, Kristie, sometimes when I'm with Kristie and I'm like kind of like realizing like that this is like a 24/7 situation, having a kid, I'm like, I'm kind of like, how are you doing this? And like, obviously we're so obsessed with Jagger. Like, I don't want anybody to think that I like don't enjoy it. Like, I love that kid so much, but it is so full on and it just blows me away every time. And the thing Kristie always says is she goes, I'm not going to wish any time away. Like, I will look back on this phase of my time with Jagger and I'll miss it and I will remember it fondly. And like this, yeah, he's not sleeping that much right now, but like I have this time with him and I'm like so lucky. And she always like has that perspective, which I find just incredible and amazing because I like would die if I couldn't sleep. But
I am normal though. Like I have my moments. Like I'm like sometimes I'm like I can't do this. Like I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. You gotta sleep, buddy. You gotta sleep.
Yeah. Close your little eyes.
Yeah, like I have like I'm definitely not like I'm trying to be positive about it, but I have my negative moments, of course, which I think is normal motherhood. Like everybody has their moments, but like yeah, I mean, it's wild. It's a wild ride.
It's a ride, that's for sure. Well, Bridget, thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to go ahead and say go Chelsea, but we do appreciate you calling. Very, very nice. We have some Arsenal fans on our staff here at the women's game, so I'm sure they're very happy to hear from you. Don't forget, everybody, you can call and leave us a voicemail anytime if you want your question featured on the show. The phone number is 655-811-4050. We're calling that the Sammy Banana phone, Kristie. And then we also have an email address you can write into, and we may feature you on the show if you send us an email, womensgamemib@meninblazers.com. We're always taking questions, especially about the wedding, because that is sneaking up on us, Kristie. Pat and I just realized, like, we've got like 6 weeks.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
Can you believe that?
I know. I got some requests yesterday for two Fred Again songs.
2 songs. Oh, are they both Fred Again?
Yeah, they're both Fred Again. And I sent them to Sam and I was like, Sam wants these on the playlist. And Sam's response to me was, Fred Again will be on the playlist. Don't you worry.
Oh, so. I didn't even know people knew about Fred Again. Like Pat has been on like an EDM like house kick when he works out. And like
Fred Again is very well known in Australia, I will say. Yeah, like don't you worry, there'll be plenty on there. When it strikes midnight, like I really need some ideas on like what we can do at midnight to like make it, you know, New Year's. Like that's what I need ideas. But there's this thing in Australia where like you can't have fireworks, you can't have anything with fire.
Can we get glow stick glasses?
I'm hating. Have you seen how I'm not acknowledging what you're saying? Because like no, literally no. Like come up with something better. I need other people's opinions because we're not getting glasses glow sticks. But I almost want the party.
Love that idea.
I literally want the party to like start at midnight. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be like, oh, like Happy New Year's. All right, like let's go down the bus and go. Like I want something to be like, oh my God, we got like a couple more hours left in us.
Well, I know you're doing espresso martinis, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do espresso martinis, but we also might do like a coffee like stand. Like I feel like people do that.
Oh, I like that idea. We could just
do you like espresso martinis? Like, do you think people will want an espresso martini at midnight? No, like you're not going to drink one of those.
No, I'd have like a shot of espresso though.
Would you?
Kristie, what do you think I'm like doing all of this for? It's for your wedding. Like everything in my life right now is geared towards that night. So it's like, will I take a shot of espresso? Sure. I'll do anything. You know what I was doing this morning was flexing in the mirror because my shoulders are literally jacked.
Should we have a shoulder off right now? Because I feel like my shoulders are pretty. Well,
I have a long sleeve shirt on, so I can't have it right now.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week we wear tank tops. Okay. We're losing it. We're like threatening. We're threatening to wear tank tops on the show, so we have to go now. There's only 3 more episodes in 2025, everybody, and they're all coming out in December. I'm trying to make one of them a wedding special, so I'll keep you posted on if I can pull that off. The next episode of Mewniverse is coming out on December 5th after the NWSL playoffs and the US Women's National Team camp. We're gonna have a lot to talk about that episode. But in the meantime, the women's game is back next week with Good Vibes on Tuesday, Friendlies on Thursday. Plus, Becky Sauerbrunn is dropping all new episodes of Teaming Up on Mondays. This past week, she had Dawn Scott on that show, and next week she has Laura Harvey on that show. So make sure you're subscribed to this podcast feed for all of the women's game content because we have so much, everybody. It's just coming out left and right. I am heading to San Jose next week for our live show ahead of the NWSL Championship, and I can't wait to see some of you there. That show has been sold out. I'm so excited. We're announcing guests very soon. It's going to be really, really fun, and I can't wait to see the final. Kristie, any parting words? Anything that you're excited about?
No. Peace and love. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.
All right, everybody. Peace and love.
You heard it here first. Peace and love.
Bye.